Meet Abby and her pigeon, a New York story that proves sometimes the best things in life come from the most unexpected corners. Our story begins where most wouldn't look twice, next to some garbage on a New York City street. That's where Abby spotted a tiny pigeon, huddled and scared. Most people would have walked on by, but something made her come back. When she called the Wild Bird Fund, they told her if you can pick it up, something's wrong. At just 3 to 4 weeks old, this baby pigeon didn't even know how to eat or fly. But that was about to change. You see, pigeons aren't just random street birds, they're actually domesticated animals, descendants of the messenger birds we relied on long ago. Maybe that's why this little one adapted so perfectly to city life with Abby. Speaking of city life, remember that scared little bird? Well, now she rides in style, in Abby's bag to be precise. And this isn't just any bag, it's become a cosy mobile home. Starting young helped this pigeon adapt to bag life perfectly. From department stores to dimly lit restaurants, from busy streets to quiet cafes, this bird has mastered the art of being the ultimate shopping companion. And before you ask, yes, she's perfectly trained for it. Abby lines the bag with paper towels just in case, but this sophisticated city bird rarely needs them. She's basically a New York socialite at this point, living that bag life better than most influencers. But here's where it gets even better. This former street bird, she's now a frequent flyer. And we mean that literally. She's been through TSA and onto actual planes. Talk about a glow up. Now you might think pigeons are dirty street birds, but here's something that'll surprise you. They're actually total clean freaks. In nature, they love bathing multiple times a week, something street life doesn't exactly offer. But in Abby's care, it's spa day whenever this bird wants, complete with sink baths that show just how much trust has grown between them. And if you think that's cute, wait until you hear about this pigeon's maternal instincts. When Abby gave her some fake eggs and straw, this bird went into full nesting mode. She carefully arranged the straw, positioned herself just right, and sat there proudly guarding her eggs like any devoted mother would. Even though they weren't real eggs, you couldn't tell her otherwise. She was determined to be the best mum she could be. It's these little moments that show just how complex and caring these birds can be. From garbage corner to living the high life, this isn't just a rescue story, it's about seeing potential where others don't, about trust, transformation, and how sometimes the most extraordinary friendships come in the most ordinary packages. In a city of millions, one small act of kindness turned a street pigeon into a beloved pet, proving that home isn't always where you'd expect to find it. Meet Bruce, a cow who's convinced he's the main character, and Elias, the human who's basically become his personal snack butler. This isn't your typical farm story, folks. Picture this. You're peacefully sleeping when suddenly, bam! There's a whole cow in your bedroom demanding breakfast like he pays rent. That's just a typical morning for Elias. Bruce has mastered the art of home invasion with hooves, and no door, wall or social norm is going to stand in his way. And let's talk about Bruce's dining habits, because this cow is living his best food critic life. Forget grass. Bruce has developed a palate that would make a food influencer jealous. Fruit Loops? He's demolished them. Oreos? Consider them taste tested. Skittles? Taste the bovine rainbow. He's even given his professional opinion on McDonald's and pizza. The verdict? Bruce has never met a snack he didn't immediately claim as his own, usually while Elias is still trying to film the taste test. But here's the thing about Bruce. He's got this incredible talent for perfect comedic timing. Just when Elias thinks he's in control of a situation, Bruce decides that's the perfect moment to remind everyone who really runs this farm. Whether he's photobombing videos, interrupting meals, or just casually redecorating the house with his presence, Bruce has turned disobedience into an art form. There's something magical about watching a full-grown cow act like he's a £1,500 house cat with an unlimited snack budget. Every video is basically Bruce's personal highlight reel of rules I choose to ignore today. And honestly, it's working for him. So while most farm animals are out there living their best barn life, Bruce is inside, probably eating Elias's lunch right now, turning farm life upside down, one snack raid at a time. He's not the farm pet we expected, but he's definitely the entertainment we needed. Sometimes the most extraordinary friendships begin with the simplest act of kindness. On a quiet country road in Germany, Katha noticed something unusual. A bumblebee walking along, following her. Not flying, walking. The little bee seemed hungry, searching desperately for flowers along the empty road. Seeing the bee's determination, Katha gently picked a flower and placed it in front of her tiny follower. As she watched the bee gratefully approach the gift, something caught her eye. Where there should have been 2 wings, there was only 1. The mystery of the walking bee was solved, but a new chapter was about to begin. That's how Sweet Pea, yes, that became her name, found her forever home. And what a home it became. Every morning starts the same way. Katha heading out to her garden, carefully selecting the perfect flower buffet for Sweet Pea. And when the garden's flowers aren't enough, they take trips to a nearby flower field where Sweet Pea gets to pick whatever catches her fancy. But here's the part that will melt your heart. Sweet Pea doesn't just tolerate her human friend. She comes running. Yes, a running bumblebee. Whenever she sees Katha, she'll climb right onto her hand, completely trusting, sometimes even falling asleep right there. Imagine that, a tiny bumblebee, taking peaceful naps in the palm of your hand, dreaming whatever sweet dreams bumblebees dream. From a chance encounter on a country road to cozy days in a custom-built shelter complete with her very own little cave for relaxing, Sweet Pea turned what could have been a sad story into something magical. She might not be able to fly anymore, but she's found something maybe even better. A friend who makes sure her days are filled with all the flowers a bee could want and all the love a tiny heart could hold. In Korea, one college student's definition of pets got a little creative. Sure, he had the usual suspects, a dog, 2 cats, but then came the plot twist. A raccoon who'd clearly missed the memo about being wild. Let's talk about bath time, because this is where things get interesting. Raccoons are famous for washing their food before eating. It's their thing, their signature move. So when this raccoon found himself on the receiving end of a bath, pure confusion turned into pure luxury. Notice how he stands the whole time. Old habits die hard. He's probably still trying to figure out what kind of giant meal he's washing. There he is, sprawled in the water like he's auditioning for a spa commercial, demanding scratches with the confidence of a 5-star hotel critic. Every stretch, every satisfied head tilt says, actually, being clean isn't so bad when someone else does all the work. The family dog, meanwhile, has been demoted to living furniture. Our raccoon friend has decided that dog backs make the perfect observation deck, and the dogs just accepted this as their life now. It's a friendship built on the solid foundation of one being a chair. They nicknamed him Meerkat because apparently, if you squint really hard and tilt your head just right, there's a mild resemblance. Though let's be honest, this chunky little bandit looks about as much like a meerkat as I look like Brad Pitt. But hey, he's too busy getting his head stuck in things to care about identity crises. And when he does get stuck, Oscar-worthy performance incoming. And don't get me started on his encounters with the cats. The moment a cat shows any sass, this supposedly wild creature transforms into the most dramatically wounded soul in the entire Korean peninsula. But beneath all that drama lies the heart of a total softie. Between the theatrical performances and stolen snacks, you'll catch him cuddling up to the very cats he was feuding with moments ago. It's like he can't quite decide if he's running a one-raccoon comedy show or auditioning for the role of world's most affectionate ex-wild animal. In a house full of unlikely friendships, this raccoon has mastered the art of turning chaos into cuddles. Who knew a masked bandit could become the family's biggest sweetheart? Just don't tell the cats, he's still got a reputation to maintain.